It's a beautiful autumn evening, and tonight I'm going to show you how to capture all the fun of the fair. Fairgrounds and fun fairs offer all kinds of opportunities for great photos. First and foremost are the rides, all twirling metal and lights. Then there's the thrill-seeking punters, the colourful scenery and all the other paraphernalia of the fair. With such vibrant visual treats, it's not hard to come away with knockout photos. A fun fair gives you an opportunity to experiment with long exposures. With so much action going on, usually in low light, it's not hard to achieve interesting motion blur effects. But if, like us, you arrive while it's still light, then before we get the tripod out, we can capture portraits and documentary style shots of people at the fair, or pick out interesting details that would be difficult to capture later once night falls. A few minutes after sunset, or during the blue hour as some call it, there will hopefully be some atmospheric light left in the sky. So this is a great time to try a wide shot and start to introduce a little blurred motion with a longer exposure. For this we need a tripod to keep the camera steady, and to help keep it perfectly still we can use a cable release. As for exposure, start off in aperture priority with ISO set to 100 and a narrow aperture such as f22. In low evening light, this will result in a slow shutter speed. Here we're getting half a second and the result is beautiful motion blur. As the light gradually drops, the shutter speeds will get slower. 20 minutes later, we're at 2 seconds. Once the sky is fully dark, the dancing lights are perfect for a more abstract long exposure treatment. Again, we can get set up on a tripod and compose the shot. This time, because the ambient light is so low, we can get shutter speeds up to 30 seconds. Another thing to think about when setting up your exposure is how specular highlights appear. When shooting at f16, lights can take on a star-like shape. This is down to the way the light diffracts as it passes through your lens's aperture. As you can see in the central light here, the star-shaped effect is more pronounced when shooting at f16 than at f4. With so many colourful metallic objects on display, there'll be plenty of interesting angles that will add something extra to your shots. So don't just go for the standard view, look for something a bit more interesting. It could mean getting down really low or in close to the ride, or you could try a little creative tilt. When it comes to editing your photos later, why not give your candids a documentary feel with a black and white conversion, or perhaps merge a set of bracketed exposures into an HDR image. So there we have it. With a few simple camera skills you can capture some really imaginative fairground photos. Now, I think I've earned this.